Hello and welcome to another unboxing, and today we're looking at something very special. Now we've all heard of the SNES Mini and the NES Mini, the Nintendo Entertainment System Mini. I haven't played either of those. I never even had the original consoles, although I've played the odd game on either console, and they're both very good. But this is something. In fact, this is something. Oh, there's no surprise because you can see in the background there. I had a ZX Spectrum. Now I'll be waiting for a ZX Spectrum Mini. Well, I suppose that was kind of the Vega, although I didn't really get that because it didn't have keys. Anyway, that's a lot has been said about that in the past. But what I am waiting for is the ZX Spectrum Next, which I backed on Kickstarter, and I'm very much looking forward to that. So, so what we have got today is, well, as you can see, the C64 Mini, and so just moving stuff around on the screen, which is very professional. I'll show you the box in a moment, because, you know, what's in the box? What's in the box? Gwyneth Paltrow's head. Now I've got this. I don't know if this. I doubt this comes with every C64 Mini, because that's a separate thing on its own. But I can never get these things open, so I will just say I've had my hair cut today and then I washed it, and I've not done anything else with it yet, so it just looks like I've got a bloody Minecraft head. But let's see what we've got here. If I can get it out. Oh man, that's solid. Oh yeah, it's coming out now. Oh, what have we got? Ooh. I mean, it's a poster obviously, because it's oh, can I get it out? So I don't want to rip it. I don't want to rip it or do anything bad to it. Man, that's. Ooh, there we go. Push it in a little bit, and then twist, and you'll always wow the ladies with that. So what have we got? Ooh. Lo and behold, hey, I've got it's really nice actually. Right, oh yes. Ooh. Some posters. Bonus. Be great if everyone who buys this is you know, gets posters like this, but possibly not. So I mean, this is basically, I know you can't see every last game on here, but this is basically the idea with the C64 Mini. The review coming very soon on this, but at the time when I've received this review unit, it's I won't have been able to, by the time I get this video online, I won't have been able to do a full review on the unit as of yet, so that'll be coming very soon, and I'll put a link in the video description below. But let's just have a quick look on here, because we've got, I mean, all the games on here. Let's have a quick through. Uridium. Oh, that's a great game. Recently, oh god, what was it called? Recently brought back by Hewson, by Rob Hewson and Hewson Consultants. Oh god, what's the name of the game? The name's completely gone out of my head. Again, I'll try and remember and put a link in the video description below. It's based on Uridium, and the ZX Spectrum version was written by a guy called Dominic Robinson, who is not me, but when I was at school, kids used to ask, "Is that you?" And I say, "Yeah," and they were dead impressed, just to wind them up. So, but yeah, I never had a C64. I really enjoyed the ZX Spectrum, but I will venture that there were some great graphics on the Commodore 64, and some of the games on here. I mean, my God, Nodes of Yesod, Ark of Yesod, and I think Heartland. I think that came from the same company. I think with my terrible eyesight, yeah, it came from the same company. But Nodes of Yesod, I mean, it was like yeah, you might be like 14, 15 and getting nowhere with the girls, but who needed women when you've got Nodes of Yesod? It's bloody awesome. Monty on the Run, Wanted Monty Mole. Monty Mole was the original. Monty on the Run was the follow-up. Both bloody amazing games. Paradroid, that rings a bell. Highway Encounter, that was like a 3D kind of game like Zaxxon, and it was difficult, but it was bloody amazing. What I can do as well, this I know this unit comes with an HDMI out, so I'll be looking to do some video game footage. So I wonder if I can get footage from all 64 games. That won't take me long at all. Thank God we've got an Easter weekend coming up and a lot of spare time on my hands. School days. Yes. That kind of requires a keyboard. This thing does, appear to have a keyboard, but whether it has a functioning keyboard, I don't know. I've not actually looked into that too much, unless I have known that and then just kind of forgotten. Boulder, that was an amazing game as well, where you just like a tennis ball bouncing up and down. Gremlin Graphics has some amazing games out at the time. Cybernoid and Cybernoid 2. What else we got just quickly? Speedball. I remember playing Speedball 2 on the Atari ST. That was an amazing game. So I'll sort of put that down because my right arm's beginning to get a bit tired, and not for the first time. Just a quick look at the. Oh my goodness. The C64 Joystick from Retro Games Limited there. Signed by J. Carling. Carling. Well, these are ace, these. C64 Mini with the QWERTY up there. And a sort of one Commodore 64 Mini in the middle of all the action going on there, with a sort of smacking a robot kind of thing being hit by the front of it, and a dragon breathing fire on the rest. So let's get the box out itself. Plastic, plastic, plastic. Plastic is fantastic. Regardless of what the environmentalists will tell you. So here we have here. So when we're doing a review on this in this particular video, but that will be on DVD Fever very shortly. But it's quite a small unit. I'm not going to rule it to hand, but I would say the box is about 30 centimeters long. It's 30 by about 10, something like that. And so I've got that on the front. I think it retails for 70 quid. So just puts it on a par with the SNES Mini and the NES Mini, even though they probably retail for about that initially, and then retail for about £3 billion because you couldn't really get hold of one. So they have that on the, well, that's the top, yeah. So then that's the bottom, obviously. Got what we've got included here. Bring that up. Oh, if it decides to. So we've got the C64 Mini computer, 1.2 meter HDMI cable, which is very handy for connecting up to my Elgato HD Dewberry. 64 games pre-installed, an instruction manual, USB power. Yeah, it includes a snowplow for when the Beast from the East returns. A USB power supply cable, so you can plug it in off your PC, so you get power. Because there's no AC adapter on this, but I quite like that actually, because all my damn plug sockets are full. And a joystick. And so what you need is, got the old magic stick out for now. The use of this mini home computer requires the following devices: a TV or monitor with an HDMI port, a 5V/1 output AC adapter with the USB port. Oh, so maybe I do need an AC adapter, but I've got a million of them anyway, so it's as broad as it is long. And on this side, it's like I've got an Xbox One and a PS4, and they both came with a power supply, but I just use the same one for each one because I'll just swap the cables over. Might need my magic stick again. Features HDMI. Oh, you can't see that, can you? If I do that, can I do that? That's better. High definition features high definition output at 720p via HDMI. Pixel perfect display with US/Europe display modes and CRT filter options. I presume so you can sort of see it as if it's through a gauze or something, like it would have been on an old TV back in the day. Well, I'd rather just have it, looking nice and clean. Save game function and two USB ports, so you can plug in a USB keyboard and use as a home computer with C64 Basic, or add a second joystick for two-player games. It supports software updates via the USB power cable. So the USB flash cable, flash drive, not flash cable. Flash Gordon, lots of flashes. So yeah, so it looks like, I presume in that case the keyboard doesn't act as a keyboard. I've got use my normal USB keyboard anyway. And then there's some of the games, 64 retro games. Oh, doesn't really work there, does it? So you can see them there. I'll just Armalyte, Boulder Dash, California Games, and loads of others, and it lists a full list on the back there. So I should have, and I've got the thing open. Oh, so box. That's the C64 Mini. Da da da. And open it up. Oh, yeah. That's why you can't type on it. Man, that's tiny. I can always say it's bigger. They always say men boast about their size. I don't, because I don't need to. But that is fantastic. I don't know how many the SNES and NES Mini are compared to the original devices, but oh, I hate that. Oh wow. Let's get to those. You've got the HDMI cable, the USB power cable, and the C64 Mini quick guide. That's instructions and stuff. But the main event is, of course, put the box down. That's the joystick. Always loved a waggle of my joystick. And you got buttons there on both sides. So depending whether you're a lefty or a righty. I'm left-handed, but I do a lot of things with my right arm, right hand, which was a bit of a bugger when I broke my arm, my right arm 2 years ago. Didn't half hurt. So yeah, extra buttons there. Not quite sure what they're for. It's got full bit of movement there, and 4 buttons. I'm not quite sure what they're for. Does it say? It doesn't say. The third one just has a sort of can you see that there? It has a sort of 3 little lines next to it. Not quite sure what denotes that, unless that's like start or something. And that's also a USB plug on the back. That's the bottom there. It's not quite. No, it's not playing ball, is it? There we go. Support at the C64.com, made in China. And last but not least, that's my hand. That's so the those are great. The keys don't actually do anything. They don't go down or anything like that. I presume when you plug it in, that lights up, but those keys don't go down either. The function keys. Yeah, and that's on the back there. That's the. Okay. No, it's just gonna. Can you see that? That's. There we go. Just about that. So I think the input. That's BAT mod RGL 001 BAT version 001. The back of the joystick was RGL 002 BAT version 1 001. So on the nothing on that side, nothing up the sleeve, nothing on the front. You've seen that. On the back there we've got power in and HDMI. That's your yes, that's it's like a sort of Android kind of. You can see power in HDMI. Yeah, and here we've got two USB connectors. So you've got your joystick and the keyboard there at the same time, and I presume that's sort of like a reset button or something. But there you go. So I'm really looking forward to having a crack at this, especially because, as I say, I've never actually played. I've never owned a Commodore 64, and I've not played too many of the games. I think did I mention the VIC-20 before? I don't think I did. I think I was talking about the. I think I was thinking about the VIC-20, but I didn't mention it. I remember playing a VIC-20 when I was a kid at a friend's house, and it was like, oh, was it 81, 82, something like that, and it absolutely blew my mind. It was amazing, and I wanted to spend all my time at my friend's house. Same with another friend who had an Apple Lisa, and I wanted to go and play on theirs. I played once for a few hours on a Saturday. They wanted to go back every Saturday. That was my plan. I was going to go back every Saturday to their house and spend all afternoon on their Apple Lisa. That was the only time I went. But hey, now we've got computers with mice anyway, so it's all good in the end. So there we have it. That's the C64 Mini, and I'll put links and all useful kind of information in the video description below. So I think that's about £70, and it's coming out. I think it's. I know I've written this down. I'll check the date and I'll put that in the video description. Otherwise, I'm going to end up saying the wrong date and conflicting myself in the video description. So all the information you need will be there. So the full review is coming soon. So please like this video, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. And cue Genesis.